I welcome guys pre-match presser for the game between the Netherlands and Scotland tomorrow. We've got Scott Edwards, captain of the Netherlands, and he's ready for your questions.
Scott, first of all, if I'd offered you this at the start of the tournament, one game to qualify, I reckon you'd have taken it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think most teams here would have taken it. Yeah, so yeah, we feel like we've got ourselves into a good position, and we've just got to play one more game of good cricket.
Tell us about the maths. I assume you've all had your calculators out in the dressing room. What have you worked out, or are you simply thinking, let's win the game and take it from there?
Yeah, I think we've got some sort of rough estimates on what it's going to be. I think it obviously changes depending on scores and things like that. But yeah, for us, it's first and foremost we've just got to play good cricket. It's a bit of a cliche, but we've got to win the game first, and then whatever it is for the second half, we'll obviously have that in mind.
Talk to us about yesterday. There were some photos around on social media of you guys all watching yesterday's game. You must have gone through a whole range of emotions.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not really on social media, but I'm sure there are a few floating around. Yeah, we all watched the Zim Scotland game together. Obviously heartbreaking for Zimbabwe. They've had a pretty awesome tournament bar those last couple of games. But yeah, that result gives us a chance to qualify for the World Cup. So yeah, the boys are pretty excited about having that opportunity.
Tell us about the fact that you've basically got a home-based side here in Zimbabwe. There are no big overseas stars, I guess, who've come in to join you. How special is it to have that tight-knit group of players?
Yeah, I think it's sort of like an interesting one in the Netherlands. Like whether guys are here or they're not here doesn't really change the type of squad we are. When the guys come in, they're amazing. They fit right into our culture, and if they're not there, we're comfortable with the players we've got. So yeah, coming into the tournament, we knew the squad we were bringing. We were confident, in the skills of all those guys, and yeah, here we are.
How much of an advantage is it for you to have the extra day of rest in comparison to Scotland? Because obviously that was a pretty draining game that Scotland played yesterday.
Not sure. I hadn't thought about it, to be honest. I think we probably had to do a flight, so maybe they'd argue that the extra flying time helps them. But I'm not sure. It probably depends where their guys are at. But yeah, our guys are fit and firing, and we're ready for tomorrow's game.
How big is tomorrow's game? We all know about qualification for the World Cup, but obviously there's no World Cup Super League now, which has benefited you guys for the last couple of years. So how big is it? Can you put it into context for us?
I suppose, like, looking the overall picture, there's obviously a lot of good things that can come for it, or consequences if you don't win, I suppose. But our group's pretty sort of level-headed, and we're going in with the same approach we have for all the games, right from that practice game about a month ago. So yeah, the guys are in a pretty good headspace, and we'll do the best we can tomorrow.
Talk to us about the benefits that you've had from the World Cup Super League. 2 years of one-day internationals, top-class opposition. You didn't win many games, but you came close to winning quite a few. How much has that benefited you coming into this tournament, the fact that all those younger players that you've got in your squad have had that exposure over the course of the period? Yeah,
enormously. Even obviously from the younger guys, but even the older guys, the confidence you get from coming up against these those teams throughout the Super League was massive for us. I think you look at our youngsters like Aryan Dutt, who else? Shariz Ahmed, Vikram Singh. These sort of guys are, were sort of thrown in the deep end, I suppose, at the start of the Super League, and where they are now, whether they're coming up against Scotland or Sri Lanka, there's no spotlight to it. It's just another game of cricket. They've been on top of bowlers, batters, all that sort of thing. So yeah, for us, it's definitely been huge for our group, and we feel like coming into into this sort of tournament, we've done it all before. So, yeah, we obviously took a lot of confidence from that, and I suppose, again, it shows with where we are at now.
Talk to us about Wesley Barresi, because obviously he'd retired, he came back, and he's played a couple of incredible innings. The one against Sri Lanka, which didn't get you across the line here, but also the one against Oman as well, to really give your net run rate a good kick. It's been an incredible story for him coming back, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. First and foremost, he's a great guy to have around the group. And then obviously he's extremely experienced. He's been at all these sort of tournaments before, so he brings a wealth of experience for us. And the fact that he's had obviously two big innings for us in the tournament so far has been awesome, and hopefully he's got another one in him tomorrow.
How did his comeback actually come about?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. You probably have to ask him. But yeah, he's obviously Dutch cricket's quite a tight-knit community, so we're always sort of around the guys, and I suppose we were all chatting, and he felt like he wanted to come back and give it another crack. So here he is, and fit and firing.
Did yesterday's game just indicate that it's no longer a win the toss, put the opposition in situation? The pitches are tired now. Maybe batting first is an option now in the latter stages of the tournament?
Interesting one. I think it's, it all depends on, what the weather's like on the day and what the pitch is offering, or what we think it's offering. So, I think coming into the tournament, there was a lot of talk about sort of, bowl first and you get a massive advantage. And, we sort of felt that, whether you bowl or bat first, you still got to do it well. And I think especially our openers have batted really well when we have had to come in first. So, I don't think at the back end of the tournament it offers as much. But again, it's just you see what the conditions are on the day, and we'll figure out what I don't win many tosses anyway, so usually I just leave it up to the opposition.
What do you make of Scotland? Yesterday's performance. Yet again, their bowlers were outstanding, and Chris Soule in particular, bowling at 150 kilometres an hour, obviously the quickest bowler in the tournament. What have you made of them, and Chris specifically?
Yeah, they've obviously had a great tournament as well. As much as you can follow, you see how the other teams are going. With obviously with our main focus on being ours. But they've played a lot of good cricket to get to where they are, and we've played them a lot. They've played us a lot, so we know each other quite well. I think it's obviously, as you said, Soule's been bowling quite fast there, but I think it's something that we've again throughout the Super League had the opportunity to sort of face that sort of thing quite often. So I think our guys will have plans to all their bowlers, and our bowlers will have plans to all their batters.
It's a must-win game for both teams tomorrow. Does that bring added pressure, or does it bring added clarity?
I think going into every game of the tournament, we feel like it's pretty much a must-win game. At the end, maybe there's a bit more hype around it, but right from that first game, we've sort of had that mindset, so it doesn't change too much in that sense.
When we were stood here at the end of the game against Sri Lanka, in your heart of hearts, did you think it had gone then, or did you still give yourself the chance and think, well, maybe we've still got an opportunity in the last game if results go our way?
Yeah, we sort of knew all the calculations soon after that game. So, there was obviously still going to be potentially opportunities for us, and I think even our T20 World Cup last year, we had to rely on results. So, it's just part of the parcel in these tournaments. Quite often, it comes down to these last few games to see who goes through. So, I don't think anyone really lost hope. We feel like we've played good cricket throughout. Even the games we've lost, we've felt like we arguably probably should have got across the line on those games. So, it wasn't doom and gloom after the Sri Lanka game at all.
What's going to be the key factors tomorrow in deciding which way the result goes?
Good question. I don't know really, to be honest. I think for us, the only thing we can really control is how we go about it and playing our style of cricket. So, yeah, I suppose that first hour again, whether we bat or bowl, you try and assess the conditions, and yeah, we'll go from there.
You mentioned hype, a little bit more hype because of the significance of this game. Have you noticed any difference in the dressing room or around the boys over the last 24 hours or so leading into what is a massive game?
Not massively, I don't think. Yeah, as I said, our guys are pretty level-headed, and yeah, we like to sort of keep everything within the group, whether you're going well or whether you're struggling. So haven't noticed anything specifically. I think the guys are extremely excited about the opportunity tomorrow. Yeah.
No more World Cup Super League. So how significant is getting through to the World Cup for you and for your teammates and for Dutch cricket?
Yeah, it's obviously huge for us. As you said, no Super League. So, but even when there was a Super League, our goal was always to, play in the pinnacle event, which is the World Cup. So, yeah, it's as big as any World Cup you try to qualify for. You give yourself your best chance, and yeah, it'd obviously be massive for the guys, for guys' families, friends, and obviously the supporters back in the Netherlands as well.
And obviously you've had a lot of success in the shortest form of the game, T20. You've qualified for World Cups there. You've got to the second stage of World Cups there. But how significant would it be to actually get back to a 50-over World Cup?
Yeah, as I said from the start of the Super League, that was always our goal. It is the pinnacle, I suppose, inverted commas, world event. So yeah, we'll do our best tomorrow, and it'd be obviously massive to play in a World Cup in India. Obviously, being such a cricket-heavy nation, I think that's probably the dreams of most of our guys here.
What messages have you had from back in the Netherlands leading into this?
Yeah, we've had a lot of support from our wider squad and from supporters and family and things like that back home. So yeah, everyone's right behind us, and we'll do our best to show them a good game of cricket.
Thanks, Scotty.
Cool. Thank you.